How you doing? Sunday afternoon. The Drunken Chef, not quite drunk yet, I'll have you know, is going to put together Louisiana Chef John Folse's famous bacon cheeseburger meatloaf. Because it's healthy, and because I can do something fancy and use parchment paper. First of all, I will tell you this evening when we do have the meatloaf, I'm featuring the Head High Zinfandel. I like something with a little ba-boom, ba-zoom, ga-boom to drink with meatloaf. Kind of give it a little shot, so we'll do that. Not drinking that yet. So ingredients, that's right, bacon. I love bacon. If you don't like bacon, stop watching now. So I'm gonna cook, it says a half a cup of bacon, which I believe is roughly a pound. So I'll be cooking the entire pound of bacon. I'm pretty sure I can get a half a cup out of that. So in addition to that, I got a couple pounds of ground chuck that I bought here to Treasure Island Publix. I got some seasoned panko. It says breadcrumbs, panko, breadcrumbs. They both start with a P. I'm going with that. A little sharp cheddar cheese. And of course, I've meticulously chopped the peppers, the onion, the celery, spent hours and hours chopping it and putting it in these little containers to make it look like somebody else did it. And of course, a little garlic. And I am gonna actually chop some parsley. I turned on the football game, which means I can now drink beer. So the Drunken Chefs have a little locally brewed, 3 Daughters Beach Blonde Ale. Thanks, Mike Hardy. Bacon. I like to use these little microwave plates for cooking the bacon because they catch all the grease, wick it away, which is nice. And I like when I cook with bacon, I like the thin bacon because I'm gonna chop this up, use it inside the meatloaf, and the thick bacon, I don't know, it doesn't cook as crisp. I don't like that. Well, I got my comes with a little cover. I like that. So I'm gonna put this in a microwave. I got, wait a minute, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 slices. I like to cook a minute per slice. Boom. All right, here we go. We're putting a little ground beef in there. You see this mixing bowl? It's the biggest mixing bowl I got. I used to have these gigantic plastic mixing bowls I could make with cakes and all kind of, but guess what? I lost them in the flood. So now I gotta deal with this. So, Merry Christmas, I want some freaking mixing bowls big. 4 cup, teaspoon, half, table, quarter, half, 1/8 tablespoon, quarter. Are you kidding me? I cannot do this math, it's hard. You need teaspoons, tablespoons, half tablespoons, quarter, third, 8 tablespoons. I got all the tablespoons. The measuring spoons. Our initial rack of bacon is done. Now if you want to wait about 10 minutes, this microwave will continue to beep with you. Maybe 10 hours, I don't know. You can go in the back, do a little laundry, come back out. It'll still be beeping, okay? Open the door, shut up! See, you see this? This is what you call crispy bacon. Perfect, perfect. Hey, good thing it's not hot. Okay, there it is, look at that. I put it here. I'm gonna let it drain a little bit, because God forbid you should have bacon grease in your bacon cheeseburger meatloaf. Batch loaded in my little magical apparatus. I like that 6-minute, what came out with. See, I like that. I hit the button, it waits a minute, then it goes. But then it beeps and beeps and beeps when it's done. Let's see, do you think the microwave is a boy or a girl? I found this at the grocery store, it's minced garlic in a squeeze bottle. What do I think of next? Look at this. I need a couple teaspoons minced garlic. 1, 2. No garlic press, no muss, no fuss. I guess I gotta do some work. So I need a little bit of parsley. So I got that. I'm gonna get it out of here. And I chop it up. Make it all nice and pretty to go in my meatloaf. Stalks and all, because I'm not separating that out. All right, I love these guys. How about the guy takes his hand, goes like that, and chops like that? Are you kidding me? I'd have fingers in everything I cooked. Bacon is freaking hot. All right, here we go. Oh, that's still more bacon. This bacon's nice and drained. Already coming. Oh, that broke. Oh no, that was terrible. Now you know why I cook a pound of bacon when I only need a half a cup. Because I'm going to eat the rest of it while I'm cooking. Round 3. The last of the bacon. Which finger's the cleanest? Maybe this one. There we go. Okay, so I got the meat in a mixing bowl. I chopped up some parsley. I threw it in here. It's probably about, I don't know. It's supposed to be 2 tablespoons. Smells good. I put, I don't know, 3, 6 to 4. I don't know. It's up to you. Then I got my little panko seasoned breadcrumbs, half a cup. Boom. Then I got I got all the mixed peppers. So the recipe calls for red peppers and green peppers, a half a tablespoon of each. I put 4 tablespoons total, 2 tablespoons each, so 4 tablespoons. I buy the mixed peppers because I like a little yellow in there too. It's pretty. Put that in. And it's also got celery. So I use the Trinity, the Holy Trinity, which if you're from Louisiana, you know what that means. It's onion, bell pepper, and celery. So I got a double shot of pepper, which is okay. So I use that. I put 2 tablespoons of that in here as well. I'll mix it up, which is my wife's favorite part. You stick your hands in the raw meat. Yeah. Here. So I got to put a couple of eggs in here. Always do your eggs separately. Do not do them in your main ingredients. Because if you open a bad egg and you dump it in there, guess what? You get to start over. That's right. I have out the whisk. You know what that means? That means I'm a freaking chef. Because I got a whisk. Who uses whisk unless you're a chef? You gotta know what you're doing. You don't want to splatter the egg in this too tiny container. All right. There we go. Beautiful. And I use the whisk. Okay. Chef Foltz. I love Chef John Foltz. He's fantastic. He used to have a TV show on in Louisiana. He also owns the Restaurant Revolution that's in the Royal Sonesta Hotel in the French Quarter in New Orleans. You go to New Orleans, go eat at that man's restaurant. The food is fantastic. He calls for pepper. Well, in my opinion, we got a few kinds of pepper. We got carefully measured black pepper. Looks good. Carefully measured cayenne pepper. Come on, get in. There we go. Carefully, gotta be careful with white pepper. People think you gotta be careful with the cayenne pepper. No, you gotta be careful with the white pepper because it will kill you. Little white pepper. And it also calls for salt. No salt. I'm not using salt. There we go. This, my friends and fans of the Drunken Chef, is what a pound of cooked crispy bacon looks like. If your mouth is not watering right now, you're dead. You don't have a pulse. Look at that. I'm gonna crumble that all up. And it's another reason I don't put salt. in the recipe because you got bacon. Bacon's got plenty of salt. You ever notice whoever makes these things? Oh, look, you got the little peep with the cut. Does anybody ever get a straight tear off any of this stuff? And while I'm on the subject, let's talk about saran wrap for a minute. Has anybody ever made a more useless product than saran wrap? Whenever I'm doing saran, I'm pulling this, I snap it. You know what I got? I got a ball of plastic I can't untangle. I hate saran wrap. Okay, sorry, rant over. I'm now gonna use a little parchment paper, because what we're gonna do, look, ooh, it worked. Because I'm gonna lay the meat, once I mix it up, right here, roll it out on this parchment paper, and I'm gonna start to form up my bacon cheeseburger meatloaf. Okay, this is the part where my wife fights me to get in here. Because this right here, she would rather go out there and lay down on Paradise Boulevard, let cars run over her, than do this. She says it's gross. But if you want bacon cheeseburger meatloaf, you gotta do it. All right, here we go. Now what we gotta do is we gotta flatten this meat out, and we wanna shape it into a rectangle about a ½ an inch thick, because and you'll see why in a second. Right now I'm a little too thick. I mean the meatloaf, not me. Gotta get it into the rectangle. Plus, when you cook this, you can tell people I use parchment paper. So there's a little kitchen trick. Your dish soap in a pump bottle. Why is your dish soap in a pump bottle? So you can do this when both of your hands are a train wreck. You can pump the soap without getting goop all over the bottle. Here we go. So now I got a package of shredded, sharp cheddar cheese. One package is 2 cups, which is how much I need. I like sharp cheddar because I like cheddar cheese on a hamburger. Same thing. All I'm doing is making a bacon cheeseburger. So here we go. Going to spread it on I just dump it in the middle. Like that. You want to leave a border because I'm going to roll this up. So you're going to leave about a 3/4 inch border around the side. And to be perfect. Nobody's gonna be mad if they don't have enough cheese. Well, I'd be mad if I didn't have enough cheese in my burger. But you just kind of spread it around here. Leave a little bit of a border so it doesn't stick out when you're cooking it, because the cheese will just melt all over your pan and make a gigantic mess. I'm about to make bacon crumbles. You call the bacon something crumbles. People say, why you do it like that? It comes out all uneven. I don't care, because guess what? My hands will smell like bacon for days. I'm gonna drain this bacon grease, also known as liquid gold. I have my strainer. I had a bacon grease container, had a nice strainer on the top. I keep it on the stove. I can spoon a little bacon grease in when I'm cooking. But guess what? It got flooded. It's gone. I don't have it anymore. So I'm gonna pour this in here. It's got some granules of bacon in it. Oh no. I'll have to soak this because it will be a nightmare to clean. That's the only bad thing about these containers. But now, I'm gonna put the bacon in. Okay, the bacon crumbles. I did it by hand, so it's a little bit coarse. The recipe calls for ½ cup bacon. So here, let me measure it out. There we go, ½ cup. Perfect. I'm gonna spread the bacon. See why I use more bacon? I mean, come on. Why would I want little tiny? I want some bacon. Not like, oh, but I have a cup of bacon. No. This is a pound of bacon that I've cooked. that is in that, get back in there, that I put on here. So that looks pretty good. And now what we're gonna do is we're gonna roll it up and we're gonna put it in a pan. I've already preheated the oven at 350 degrees and we're gonna cook bacon cheeseburger meatloaf. Here's the fun part. Getting the roll started. You gotta kind of fold it in there. And you gotta start the roll. Don't panic, it might tear a little bit, but ground meat is very resilient. You can recover. You gotta ease it in there. Sometimes it wants to stick to the parchment paper a little bit. You gotta work with it. You just keep moving it, tucking it in. You're gonna roll it up so you'll have like a pinwheel, it's a technical chef term, pinwheel, of filling, another technical chef term. All right, come back. And so you gotta get this thing rolled up. And I'm being careful, and I like it you gotta roll it tight. So you kind of keep everything together. Sometimes it tries to tear, that's fine, you just patch it. Just keep sticking it together. It's just gonna be a roll. Keep moving it, keep bringing stuff back in. Don't panic, do not panic. I'm panicking. No, I'm fine. Keep rolling it up, rolling it up. See, it tries to separate, but that's okay. Piece of bacon, get in there. See, it's trying to tear. That's okay. That's okay. Do not panic. Just get it to where you can kind of get it closed. If it's not perfect, that's okay. You'll have a little bacon on the outside. Oh no, bacon. You gotta pinch up the ends. Try to pull it in a little tighter. You're gonna make a roll. Now you see I got some exposed areas. Talk about the meatloaf. So you gotta try to close that up a little bit as best you can. Let's see if I can move it off the main deal. Okay. Man, it's fighting me. I like to compress it a little bit. See how I'm compressing it? Thickening it up a little bit in the middle. You can see the parsley, the peppers, the onion. You got the cheese and the bacon in there. I've pretty much got the ends closed with beef to keep that from coming up. All right, and now we're gonna go in the pan. Hopefully. There we go. We're in the pan. It might try to fight you a little bit, come apart, but that's okay. Just push it back together with the meat. Keep it together. Try to keep the meat on the outside. There's gonna be some cheese. It'll bubble up anyway when it's cooking. There's nothing in the pan because the meat, of course, is gonna produce a lot of juice when it cooks. So you don't have to worry about anything sticking. You just kind of form your loaf up here like you would any standard meatloaf. Except this is not a standard meatloaf. So here we go. We got the meatloaf put together pretty much. Doesn't have to be perfect. I got a few splits or whatever. So what? The cheese will melt and be fantastic. Put it in the 350 degree oven for 1 hour. Then we'll check it for doneness. When you're finished, you can sprinkle a little more cheese over the top when you bring it out hot to melt the cheese over the top. Or you can put a little ketchup on it. You can even put a little mustard on it. It's a bacon cheeseburger. Okay, been in an hour. Let's see what we got. Okay, we got a little Some of the cheese is coming out a little bit around the edges, but it'll crispen up very nicely. And so I think we're good. I'm gonna cut it in a minute. We'll take a look and see. I'm gonna let it rest for a second. We'll go from there. All right, let's see what we got. Took it right in the, we'll cut it right in the middle. And pull it back, and we're gonna look and see. You can see it's all swirl. Got the bacon, the peppers, the cheese, all in there. Now we'll cut a nice slice so you can get a piece, get a grip. Oops. Come apart. There's a piece. There's a piece. The famous toadfish spatula. The most versatile spatula on the planet. Now, we're gonna see about getting a piece of this meat out. We scoop right underneath it. We lay it right there. Look at that. You got the cheese and the bacon and everything all swirled up in the meatloaf. Beautiful. Got our meatloaf here. I heated up a little Margaret Holmes seasoned lima beans. Of course, I put a little more seasoning in it. We got a lovely salad right here that I'm highlighting that maybe I'll take a bite of. And we have our head high Zinfandel that we'll have with dinner. Bon appetit. Okay, let's see how we did. I got the cheese, the bacon, the ground meat, the peppers, the onions, the seasoning. It's a bacon cheddar cheeseburger.